Hereby state that adequate notice of this regular meeting has been provided to the public by written notice dated September 12, 2018. The meeting notice has been posted on schools and bulletin boards at the schools and the Board of Education building. 2, communicated to at least one of the board's designated newspapers, and 3, filed with the Borough Clerk of Palisades Park. Roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo.
Here.
Stephanie Jane. Here. Jason Kim. Not here. Rebecca Lee. John Madison.
Here.
Yoon Min. Here. Barnabas Wu.
Here.
Jeffrey Wu.
Here.
Timothy Yang. Not here. Dr. Cirillo.
Here.
And Richard Hawkins.
Here. Thank you. Okay, first of all, I'd like to wish everyone the happiest and holiest of holidays and peace for the new year. And thank you all for your participation in coming to all of our meetings. Secondly, I was very honored and privileged to be able to attend the concert last night at Lindbergh School, and there is another concert tonight at the high school. They did an outrageous job. I mean, phenomenal. I thought I was at a show in New York. Very, very good. They did an excellent job. The chorus, the band, I mean, they were great. They were great. And they had the audience all hooting and hollering and participating, and the artwork was phenomenal. It really, really was well done. I also felt very honored to be at the spelling bee, which we'll be mentioning in a few minutes, and I congratulate those who did it, Mr. Ohini and Ms. Gundari, and I thank you for all of the efforts there. It was great. It was really great. I wish I could learn from them how to spell better. Spell check ruins me, but they did an excellent job. Also, I believe it's on February 16th, I was notified that the Leonia Palisades Park Football Booster Club is having a fundraiser, and I believe it's going to be at the Elks in Palisades Park, and tickets will go on sale, and I believe there's about 6 or 7 people, you'll see it in the flyers, that will be selling the tickets, so if anyone would like to attend to support the football team, we would greatly appreciate it. Went to the Santa breakfast on Sunday, and it was nice to see all the little ones there, and it was a nice attended event, although there was a fire drill. It was well done. It went well. And again, I think that's it for that. I think what we're going to do is now have the annual audit report, and we're very honored and privileged once again to have Mr. Wilcox to present the audit. Thank you.
Well, I'm honored and privileged to be here.
Oh, thank you.
I thank you all. I'll be brief because I know you have a concert to go to and a lot of stuff going on this time of year. You've all received the audit report, the numbers, the management report. I'm pleased to inform you that once again we issued an unqualified clean opinion on financial statements of the Powell Park Board of Ed for the year ended June 2019. The management report has a couple of findings, none of which are material, a lot of which are compliance oriented. As you know, this is not just a fiscal audit, it's also a compliance audit. And the state's perspective is that if you find one error, even though it's not material in terms of the financial operations of the district, it has to be reported on, and you need to do a corrective action plan for it. So, a couple of weeks ago, myself and one of my associates had an exit conference with the superintendent and the business administrator. We went through all of the findings that appear in the management report. There's corrective action plan either already in place after year end or soon to be in place to make sure that none of these findings appear in next year's audit. I'm also happy to say that most of these findings were not repeat findings, which is something obviously that people get concerned about, that if things continue to not be corrected. But during the 18-19 school year, the majority of the findings from 17-18 were corrected. So that's a good thing. I'd like to thank Dr. Cirillo and Angela for all their help during the course of the audit. I will tell you that on a professional basis, this audit is one of the better audits this district's had in a number of years. I think that's a tribute to the administration. Angela, she's kinda new, but she's learning the ropes and getting along very well, and you should be very proud of that. Other than that, anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer. Not even John?
No, I've read it before.
Of course you did.
Steve, I just, again, I thank you and your team. I know they come in and, you know, it's not the most pleasant of conditions in a garage, converted conference room. And I
Well, you open the
publicly,
door, it's like air conditioning.
yeah, not too many people have a veranda for a, you know, conference room, but we do. And, I publicly want to acknowledge Angela. I know I've been here for 7 years, and this is clearly, the best audit we've had in the 7 years. And, again, I know we've all tightened the belt and cleaned up some of the concerns. Thank you to your team for helping with that process, and Angela, thank you for your work.
Thank you. I appreciate all of your efforts, and thank you once again, year after year.
We
And,
try our best.
You do, you always do your best, and I too would like to congratulate Dr. Cirillo, Angela, and John Matisich as finance chairman on their efforts as well. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take care.
next,
Good night.
I'm sorry, report of the superintendent.
Sure. As the agenda shows, we just did our annual audit presentation as required by law. The reason that I know I chose education, and many of our faculty, staff, and people who work in our school system, is clearly to be entertained more often than not by our children. And then when you have the privilege to recognize them publicly at an event like this, it makes not going home as early as we normally do worth it. Leah, Jaden, can you guys both please stand? Leah and Jaden had the pleasure and honor of being the finalists at Lindbergh Elementary School's first spelling bee 2 weeks ago. I will tell you, guys, stand up. You should be proud. They not only made me sweat a little bit, but I don't think they sweat at all. I want to guess that we went about 15 rounds, maybe even more, right, Mr. O'Haney? Alls I saw was Miss Kandari on the side keep on scribbling out the whiteboard and putting another number because they were just going at it. It was legitimately something to watch and a sad sight in that someone had to lose. I don't call it a loss. I call it you outlasting about 9 boys, one by one, knocking them off. And don't say anything. Jaden, I'm really, really proud of you. But I was so happy that one at a time you knocked them out. Don't tell those boys. Leah, Jaden, I want to congratulate you both publicly. I have certificates for you, and I want to have you take a picture for our website and on Twitter. Dr. Matarazzo, would you come forward, please? We can do it one at a time, and then we can do it together, if you don't mind. But our runner-up was Leah.
No,
Congratulations.
they both won, they run.
They both run and go to the county level
Yeah,
next.
so they compete against each other in January.
And Jaden, come on forward, please. And then Leah, say you're gonna take one. Show in that picture, let the picture go ahead.
Congratulations, very nice.
You go on the other side of him, please. You got Evan, come on. Awesome job, guys, really. Okay, now you guys go home because it's not gonna be a snow day tomorrow. Hang out for a few minutes. Have a couple, have some cake. Congratulations. To the families, I congratulate you. I thank you, as always. You really should be extremely proud of your children. They did a tremendous job. I think I saw some parents in the audience. I was nervous for your kids, so they did a tremendous job. I'm really, really proud of them.
They will compete on January 7th at Lindbergh School, because there'll be one school-wide winner,
Excellent.
Oh,
So January 7th, and the parents are invited once again, I'm
Yes.
assuming.
of course.
Welcome back. Take another sick day.
January 7th.
January 7th, thank you.
What time is that?
8:45, first thing in the morning.
I have one other item that I would like to inform the board of. I do have tonight in new business, a recommendation for our, annual midterm exam schedule to be approved. I would ask that the board does that, so as we've done so many years prior. It's a tentative schedule, of course, because inclement weather can affect it, but I don't want to wait till January's meeting and shove it down anyone's throat. I'm trying to be a little bit more proactive here, so I will speak to that in new business. I do have to go to closed session for a vote on last month's 3 HIB violations or allegations and 2 matters pertaining to faculty and staff. I want to wish everyone a very, very, very happy and healthy holiday season and a prosperous new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Okay, report of the board attorney.
How you doing today? I'm just filling in for Ben Choi. Couldn't be here today at court. Nothing really new, just a few updates. We're still working on the teachers and the administrators contract. If you have any questions, we can discuss those in closed session. For the matter of AA, that was a special needs child that was voted on the last meeting. No new vote, just an update. So a settlement was approved at the last meeting for $13,000. So far, $9,275.83 has been paid out. Right now, the house has not been sold. So up until the end of November, they have a supplemental request of $1,326.50. Since that's not up to the amount that has previously been settled, there's no need to vote on it. I'm just advising you of it. Last month for the minute approval, Mr. Matisich has to change his abstention to a recusal, and that's it for right now.
So if they are here till June, does that mean that we will get back certain monies?
Well, we won't get back anything that's been paid, but we may have to pay out up until the $13,000, but no more than that.
No more than that, okay.
For the record, I believe there is in tonight's resolution under finance, a additional payment.
Yes, that's $1,326.50.
We're still below that.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Minute approval, there are none at this time. And I believe now we go into close.
We could do it at the end since we don't need to.
Okay, then we'll make a shift and we're going to put number 9 closed session until the end. Let's go to committee reports and we'll start with Mr. Matisich, Finance.
In front of you, you have 5 resolutions. I move on a consent agenda on all 5.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo?
Yes, I would like to recuse myself on number 5, Samantha Matarazzo, for reimbursement of tuition. Yes on everything else.
Stephanie Jane?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
Yoon Min? Yes. Barnabas Wu?
Yes.
Jeffrey Wu?
Yes.
Okay, the next one would be buildings and grounds. Mr. Kim?
Yeah, before you, we have a 2 resolution as a consent agenda. I'd like to make a motion. So
Second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo?
Yes.
Stephanie Jane?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Yoon Min? Yes. Barnabas Wu?
Yes.
Jeffrey Wu?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. I have negotiations.
Okay, I have to give you an update on 2 things about administrators negotiation. We thought that was gone through by Wednesday, which was today, but the attorney had to read certain part again, so it will be done in a short while. And also, I have to apologize for the teachers' negotiation. we came for the negotiation and the mediator came for about 2 hours late. He got into an accident and we had to put everything with the attorney and we left. And actually, we were not leaving because we didn't want to do the negotiation. We were there for 2 hours waiting for this person to come. And also the part of the negotiation matters, I would like to make one thing clear, that we are doing our best and we will value every step of the teachers with the same importance, the new teachers and old teachers. So that way, we would like to give everybody a fair deal and as much as we can with our financial insufficiency at this moment. So, and I would really, we started in February and Mr. Musler and I, we said we're going to work this really hard and before July, we would like to complete this. But it came all the way up to now and it's not even done yet. So as a negotiation committee chair, I quit my job. And from the year 2020, I am going to put every effort I can do to make best negotiation result for the teachers and school. So please bear with me, our team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we applaud you and your team for all the work that you have been doing. I know it's a grueling process and on both sides, so we appreciate everything that you've been doing. Okay, thank you, and the next would be personnel, Mr. Wu.
Oh, yes. Before you are 8 resolutions. I make a motion that we move on consent agenda.
Second on that?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, roll call please.
Dr. Matarazzo?
Yes.
Stephanie Jane?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Yoon Min? Barnabas Wu?
Yes.
And Jeffrey Wu.
Yes.
Okay, the next is curriculum, Ms. Min.
Yes, before us, we have one resolution. I'd like to make a motion as the consent agenda.
Very good. Second on that?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, roll call please.
Dr. Matarazzo?
Yes.
Stephanie Jane?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Yoon Min?
Yes.
Barnabas Wu?
Yes.
And Jeffrey Wu.
Yes.
Okay, next one would be policy. Mrs. Jang?
Okay, I don't have anything to report at this time.
Okay, thank you. And next would be student activities, field trips, and Mrs. Lee's not here, so I would like to move on the 8 items for student activities on a consent agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Before we have a roll call, can we add a 9th, please? I don't see it here. Monday, December 16th, and we'll add this to the minute approval. We had a field trip to the senior citizen building in Palisades Park. An email was sent to all board members. Thank you for acknowledging and approving, but that did come to us, I guess, prior to this board meeting and post our last meeting. So I would ask that you please consider what you had already approved Monday via email from Ms. Montemuro, just so it's in writing.
Okay, and I will add that to my motion as number 9.
And I will second that.
Okay. And any discussion on that? I just heard that it was phenomenal, and the seniors really appreciated it, and I appreciate the high school course and Mr. Westcott for all of their work. Roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazzo?
Yes.
Stephanie Jane?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Yoon Min?
Yes.
Barnabas Wu?
Yes.
And Jeffrey Wu.
Yes.
Great. Let's get to old business. Other than, we still haven't decided on a date for the referendum.
I reached out to Mayor Chung today. He asked that I be in touch with the Buildings and Grounds Committee. and I wanted to potentially get some dates that are available for all of you. He would like to meet and discuss our next steps. So whatever works for Buildings and Grounds, if you're available. Again, I know we're closed for the most part next week. I will be in the office Monday. I have mediation scheduled with state for a special ed matter. I'm available. I will share a couple of dates if you guys all can share that with me.
Okay, Mr. Kim, you're chair, so you decide when you would like to have that meeting, and
Okay,
we'll,
I will communicate with the.
yes, and then we'll try to,
superintendent.
we'll try to make that meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other old business? If not, new business?
The only thing I would ask the board to please consider, and it is a tentative schedule, yet to be released, but as it's done since I've been a part of the junior senior high school for the most part every year, the 4 exam dates at the junior senior high school are midterm schedule, does call for half days, which alters the bell schedule and our calendar. So I would ask for a approval of the tentative midterm exam schedule beginning on Friday, January 24th, continuing on Monday the 27th of January, Tuesday the 28th, and Wednesday the 29th.
And we have contingency days in case of snow or?
Absolutely, everything would potentially get pushed back. We always try to split up the days with a weekend for studying purposes, with a Friday, just so they don't have consecutive. But clearly, you know, we will make those plans as needed.
Great. Okay, I'll move on that.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Dr. Matarazza?
Yes.
Stephanie Jane?
Yes.
Jason Kim?
Yes.
John Matisich?
Yes.
Yoon Min?
Yes.
Barnabas Wolf? And Jeffrey Wolf?
Yes.
Great. Any other new business?
One question, Mr. President. Reorg, when, have we set a date on the reorg?
No, Diane said she was going to set it.
Because what is it, 10 days
So
after?
by law,
It
we
has to
have
be 10 days.
first 10 days of the year.
Oh,
I
okay.
know we come back to school on the 2nd. I do not believe we would be ready on the 2nd.
Yeah.
In all
Same as a
fairness, the
Wednesday.
3rd is a Friday. I
Right.
highly doubt we would do that. So,
Just
our
for-
days are probably Monday the 6th, Tuesday the 7th, Wednesday the 8th, or Thursday the 9th.
Just so you know, the boroughs, their reorganization is January 2nd.
Second, Thursday.
I believe it's, I forgot the
Thursday.
time, is it 5:30 or in the morning?
Okay.
I thought
5:30
it was-
a.m.?
No, yeah.
So he said in the morning.
I said in the morning, I'm not sure what time in the morning or in the afternoon, but it is on the 2nd.
Okay. I will ask Diane to please send an email to the board members tomorrow to see what dates might be good for you all. But again, we probably would stay away from the Friday, the 3rd
Right,
and
yeah.
or the 10th. I doubt we will be here on the 1st, unless you really like each other that much.
Okay, we'll find out and we'll let everyone know. Thank you. Any other new business? If not, I'll close that section and get to audience participation. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please
hi.
state your name and,
I am Lee Musler. I teach at the high school. I'm the chairperson of the negotiations team for the Palisades Park Education Association. I was really prepared to talk about how there were a lot of upset people about what occurred at the last mediation session right before the holiday. But I think it's really cool that you apologized, and I do take that to heart. I was kind of, like I wasn't prepared to talk about this. But yeah, we really want to keep the lines of communication open with everyone. The membership as a whole was not very happy after what happened last time. But I think, hearing such kind, positive words from you, I'm forward to, us reopening the lines of communication and, finding a way to work things out and talk about whatever we gotta talk about. So,
We love each other.
so, apology accepted, and I thank you very much, Stephanie.
okay, any other audience? Yes, sir.
Yes, Joseph Milazzo. I was just wondering, speaking of negotiations, anything being done with the Teamsters because the contract is up this June?
Yes, sir. So June 30th is when you guys expire. I've already been in touch with your association chair to get on the calendar in the new year without knowing who if any changes happen within the board and any committee changes, I don't wanna set those dates yet. Clearly, you guys will not be waiting much longer into the spring.
Thank you.
And I hope it's just your contract expiring, not you or anybody expiring.
I hope I'm not expired.
No.
If he's expiring,
No, I hope not.
Expiration date.
Just the contract, just the contract, okay. Any other audience participation? Yes, ma'am.
Hi. At the June 19th meeting, I came before you. It was a little more crowded than this one, if you all remember.
June?
I warned Dr. Cirillo, it was on YouTube. It was,
it's happening after closed session.
I still want to say it out loud?
Say it out loud. Don't say anyone's name.
No.
Thank you.
I asked about an employee in the high school, that we would have a sick bank for him. His days have now, he has none left, and he's not in. He had a recent second surgery. And I believe if you go to part 2 of the meeting.
Formal action will be taken after closed session.
At 12 minutes and 40 seconds in, Dr. Cirillo tells me 1,000,000% he would have him at the start of the school year. I think you're man of your word, and
Thank you.
he's at the point where he needs them now.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Anyone else? If not, I'd like to close audience participation at this point, and we will now go into closed session. Can I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
Second on that? Second? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, we're going to closed session.
Should not be long and formal action will be taken.